The following paper aims to outline an overview of the linguistic development of the German language, based mainly on a thorough analysis of the history, evolution, movements, and authors belonging to this idiom and culture. The idea of analyzing this topic stems from a personal passion for the German language and culture, which has been studied since high school and also continued during university. We are talking about a fascinating journey through the linguistic transformations, cultural, political, and social changes in the German-speaking area. In fact, language has always evolved and conformed hand in hand with literature. It is important to make it clear from the beginning that the real origins of German date back to the Germanic people, who lived between the 4th and the 7th centuries AD. This period marks the birth of an idiom that will evolve quite naturally, following the course of events through the various historical phases. My primary intention, however, is to start from a much earlier moment than the one just mentioned, namely the foundation of Rome, up to the present day. The work is divided into 3 chapters, which are essentially determined by the historical period. The first chapter begins with the foundation of Rome, the empire of Charles the Great, up to Martin Luther and the birth of the Protestant Germany. Events such as the translation of the Bible and the posting of the 95 Theses in Wittenberg played a decisive role in defining the new German standard as the national language. German literature, thus, clearly flourished with the Middle Ages. The second chapter, on the other hand, acts as a link between the first and the third chapter, presenting movements or authors such as the Enlightenment, Gotthold Ephraim Lessing, Pietism, Sturm und Drang, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, Classicism, and Romanticism. This part, therefore, deals with central themes that can lay further foundations for the shaping of German literature. Finally, the third chapter is dedicated to the more recent and modern language and literature epoch, from the Wiener Werkstätte and its author, such as Thomas Mann, to the so-called Trümmerliteratur. In German literature, events such as Nazism and the publication of Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, the world wars that led to the emergence of Trümmerliteratur and Group 47, the division of East Germany and the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, the end of the Cold War and the present day represent a window on the globalized world. In conclusion, German literature in all its phases is an echo of German history and cultural identity, but also a bridge to universal issues. German is a dynamic and malleable language, capable of adapting and integrating new elements, which makes it one of the most widely spoken and studied languages in the world. In addition, it is an idiom that can boost a rich heritage of history and culture. Its literature represents one of the richest and most significant European cultural traditions, reflecting complex historical, social, and philosophical events. Each period has contributed to building a cultural identity capable of dialoguing with the past and at the same time reinventing itself to meet the needs of the moment, providing to be a crossroads of tradition and innovation. Its history teaches us how words transformed into artistic thoughts can be not only a legacy to be studied, but also, and above all, an inexhaustible source of enrichment for anyone who wants to really understand and study the power and the beauty of the art of the written word.